guys. It's Sunday, the 21st of November, 2021. We're having a beautiful morning. The guys, a lot of them went home this weekend, and just a few of them here. But I'll tell you what, the places are moving right along. Won't be long, we'll have some neighbors. We did finally catch our mouse. He's a very elusive little guy. What was happening, I had some of that sticky paper from the Japanese store. It's like 10 pesos. You get some. And oh, look at that, 5 peso. Haha. So it has like a border on it, so you can get it apart. And he was running right along the edge of that border and didn't get caught. So I seen him sneak through there, and I thought, oh, that's got to be it. So I went ahead and took the scissors and I cut that border off and stuck it tight to the wall. And this morning we had our little buddy, and we got him. So little female. Hope she didn't drop a load. She kind of looked like she just had some recently, but glad we got her. Just glad we got her out of the house. But I see old Biden. I haven't seen any news this morning yet. Oh, they finished his colonoscopy. I was thinking, yeah, they're going to send him up the Joan River. That's something, because they're doing something. They're making some news media over a spat between him and the VP. There's something's up with that, and all the rest of this news that they're really pushing forward, and they're not saying anything about the Maxwell. They're not making a big fuss over the Maxwell case with all these pedophiles and stuff. And Epstein, him disappearing like that, it's either one of two things. Either he's in a witness protection, or they offed him. Because how can you be in a prison like that on a suicide watch with cameras all over the place, and oh geez, the cameras just quit. Come on, there's guys watching them. They got panels that they watch these people with. I've seen how prisons are. I did a electrical job at one time where they took you through, and we were adding some conduit and stuff for these guys, and we were putting some big 1.5 inch stuff in for them because they were putting new systems, and they had every place you could see was covered by a camera. Even certain cells where they had their isolation cells and stuff like that. I didn't go through the prison. They took us straight into where we had to work. We did our job and we got out. But it was just walls of screens, walls of them, and they were changing it to where it could go. Some of it could go wireless. They were putting routers in there and stuff like that, and so they could be on flat screens and stuff instead of these big tube ones. That's what we were doing for him. But him, like I say, it had to be one or the other. Either he's in witness protection, and we'll find out if we get to this Maxwell trial, or they really did off the dude. Okay, stay over, bub. Okay, there's our guys. Yeah, they were out cutting some more grass yesterday over here. That's what's kicking these mice around. We went last night. We were riding around with the kids and stuff like that, and I was seeing them even after dark scurrying across the street. That was pretty weird, and that was just over here. So they're chasing them out, and saw a snake in the road well after dark. Just sort of hanging out on the road. He wasn't going nowhere. But I don't know what kind it was. I really don't know my snakes here. When I lived in the States, I knew which snake was what. But here, I don't know. Seems like they're a lot skinnier here than the ones I've seen in the States. Now, I guess if you get out in the jungle, it'll be, they get much bigger. Are you going to run around the circle this morning, mister? No? Okay. But he's my walking buddy, huh? Mm-hmm. He always goes with me. No matter where I go, this little guy's got to be with his papa, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you beautiful baby boy. He's my little shadow. That's what Faye calls him. My little shadow. I remember they used to call me that when I was little, because I used to always hang with my mom in the kitchen. I was her kitchen helper, and and what was really cool about it is she always let me if I wanted to cook something, and never got mad if I made a mess. she just said, just clean it up. If you make a mess, clean it up. I'm not one for, getting mad at the kids when they spill something. They're going to spill stuff, And like yesterday, Maddie spilled some water, and I was like, "Hey, who spilled the water?" And he freezes up, like he's going to get in trouble. And that's not me doing that. I just wanted to know what spilled, why, how, where, so we can keep it from happening again. Finally, he fessed up. And it was no big deal. Clean it up. That's what they make rags for, right, Bub?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right. That's why we have throw rugs all over the floor. You spill something, throw a rug over it. There's our nice little, see how nice flowers, huh, Maddie?
Mm-hmm.
Guess those are morning glories because they only bloom in the morning. And these little guys too are kind of, we like these ones too, huh? Sometimes you pick some for mommy, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times he'll come in here and he'll pick them. Oh, there we go. There, nice cat turd. But yeah, I didn't see a whole lot on the news. I didn't really go through the news too much this morning to see what's going on, but I see over in Austria as a thing they're doing. But hey, this is 80 years ago happening again over there. That they got a history of it, and they're just going to push this, or they're going to lock everybody up for like 20 days or so, and then force them. So that's just their history, guys. That's just the kind of people they are, and that's what they're going to do. Doesn't matter, be damned the whole world. That's what they're going to do to their people. They're just going to get rid of them because they can. They're going to push these people to that. And a lot of the news of people going off, you can't find too much of it on Facebook or anything like that. I'm not on Facebook anymore, but on YouTube. But if you go to the Telegram site, there's a lot of information coming out. Now they did show you got to be really careful. I watched a thing on there where they showed people doing a march on Washington or something like that for Rittenhouse. Okay, I don't know the weather over there, but I'll tell you this much: it's probably cold. Anybody over there, let me know. I didn't check the weather over in the States. I'm here in the beautiful Philippines. But there were women in tank tops and people were all in summer clothes. Is it that hot there? Is it 75 degrees in Washington? So, that was like a fake news story. I don't know. I see some of the people there protesting, carrying signs for Rittenhouse. I've seen that, but they're wearing winter clothes. And I don't know why Black Lives Matter would get involved at all. I'm not understanding that at all, unless they want to go after that dude who kicked the guy in the head, jumping kick dude or whatever they call him. They got him. He fessed up to it, but what up with that? It just seems really odd. But the bite hole, he came out and said, hey, he's all with the courts and all that. I guess he's got to try to stay relevant somewhere. Sharpton's over there stirring the pot. Haven't seen old Jackson anywhere. I wonder. Good morning. I wonder if he's croaking or something. I don't know. But usually, they got to get in there. These poverty pimps, they got to get in there and make some dime on this. And I don't even get why they call them reverends and stuff like that. Probably because of Martin Luther King or something. But still hanging on his coattails. I don't get these people. Just fomenting trouble. They just want trouble in the world, and they're going to get it. And if you don't think they're Marxists, then you're not thinking. They're troublemakers, and they rile these folks up. And I don't know. I see different videos on where these people will fight over nothing. I watched a video on here. This was a while back, and they were down in the hood, and the guy was walking into the store, and you could see the guys that were standing there. The one deliberately went over and shoulder banged him, and the guy just sort of ignored it and went through. And when he came out, they attacked him. They attacked him and beat the hell out of him right on camera. What'd the guy do? He went shopping. I don't know if they didn't look like they knew each other, but they were mooning for the camera, and it's just unbelievable. And this is what the Jacksons and the Sharptons of the world want. They're just paid shills for these people with money, and these billionaires are they're running things right now. That deal that's going over in Austria and stuff in Australia also, and Canada. Look at the Trudeau. Look at this mutton head. He bought like 10 million more doses of the vax than they have people in the whole country. So come on, just follow the money, guys. That's Kickback City. You know that. He's getting a big chunk of change on that. And Mr. Suave, what a knucklehead. But they're smarter than us because they think they are anyway. That's written in the Bible. But there's going to be no place for them to hide come the judgment day. They can run, they can go in their bunkers, they can do all the crap they want. There's going to be nowhere to hide. You look at, I did see a thing on there, a guy was talking about how they want to destroy infrastructure and cause trouble. I don't know how true this is, if anybody heard anything about it, but they said that flooding that they have up there in Canada, that was done with explosives, and they made it look like weather. They do have HAARP, guys. That's something that they're using. They have been using that, but there's been some, I put some cool stuff on Telegram with these weird lightnings that are happening and all kinds of stuff that's going on. Are they doing a Tesla experiment? Who knows? But we're back at the house. Kind of a slow morning for my little sweetie. There are only a few people here, but they are working. They're running their saws, and some more guys came in, so maybe there's going to be a few of them work today. These guys they're ball busters, that's for sure. And it looks like these houses are going to move along. We'll have some neighbors soon. Hopefully we get some more kids for my kids to play with. They opened up a big park in Laguna. My wife was watching it and wanting to go there. But they showed everybody with masks and shields on and all this stuff. To me, when's this going to go away? If they're saying there's so many of these people that are sick, then none of this stuff worked. Oh, but no, it's because there would have been so many more, and we would have ran out of body bags and blah blah blah. Guys, is anybody wants to comment? Can you show me where they've stacked the people up like cordwood and running out of bags? And can you show me these hospitals that are full? I saw a dang report from this one doctor. They got like 188,000 doctors going out against this now, and they're covering all this up. But they're saying that most of the folks that died from this COVID were in the hospital because they're giving them these drugs that are shutting their kidneys down. They're pumping their lungs and ruining their lungs with the machines. Where you get the flu. How many people go to the hospital for the flu? How many? You don't go to the hospital for the flu. You tough it out. It's just what happens. Now, me, I don't know how bad it is because I've never had the flu. Not that I know of. I've had some colds and stuff like that, but never the flu. Now, my sister used to get the flu every year. Terrible. I mean, I was over at her place many times. Never caught it off her, but it seemed like, looked pretty bad for her. And I was over there many times, helped tend to her and stuff like that. As was my oldest sister, loved her very much. But it seemed like it was after she got the shot, and she would follow the doctor's line. Hey, if it would have been way worse if you wouldn't have got this. I think it was giving it to her. It's my opinion, but it seemed like it wasn't long after she got the thing she got sick as a dog. She had pneumonia so many times it wasn't funny, and now she's gone. Now she's gone, and these doctors, they're getting a cut. If you look at these companies that sell this stuff, these doctors, if they get 65% of their patients that get this, they get a big bonus. So they're in it for the money. They tell these doctors they take a Hippocratic oath. I don't think they take that anymore because they're given stuff that's causing harm, and they know these things are causing harm now. Okay, but even just the regular ones that they give to kids. They show these little babies with seizures and stuff. I've been seeing some things on that on Telegram. It's a percentage. They know this. Now this Star Trek Phaser company is petitioning to get everything covered up. Now they've been sued for billions before, for you know, for doing wrongdoing and hiding studies and stuff like that. And you know, they got away with it. Well, what's a couple billion to them, you know, on what they make? It's just a price of doing business for them. They're not in it to help you. It's a corporation and they're in it to make money, period. Do they, you know, I don't know why they would off their, you know, their people are going to buy it, but they got the governments buying it and pushing this. You know, it's still getting me about the crap that's going on in Austria. My goodness, that just seems to be a heck of a place, you know. And they got a history, and they're going to do it again. Man, people, wake up, wake up. When's it going to happen? You know, it's going to happen here. Could, you know, it could happen here. I think they fired the first shots of World War III, and volley fire, you might say. And I think it's time. It's time that somebody better do, you know, get out there and give some of them shots back. I think that's what they ought to do. You got to watch what you say here, because they'll cause trouble. But it's really sad. It's sad that it's still going on. They're still pushing this stuff. They're not going to stop. This I think is a trial run, and then when they get to you know, 2030 is their big dates, then it's really going to go full tilt. And you know, this is all written in your owner's manual, guys. You know, it's in there what's going to happen. Watch Dr. Gene Kim. I put one of his last ones about the Meta on Telegram. I hope you guys can find me there. That is absolutely the most ridiculous site. You go on to YouTube, or even when I had Facebook, and you punch in Rick Shaw Philippines, and boom, there. Well, on Facebook there I was, and on YouTube anybody can find me. It's easy peasy. But you go to this Telegram, and they have this thing where you can technical people that are supposed to talk to you. They send you a computer generated piece of baloney, and they never get back with you. They're not trying to help. So are they hiding stuff? Yeah, they're hiding stuff. You can't find hardly anybody. Somebody told me about a news thing that was on there, and the only way you can find them is a link. Now I can't even get a link to me. Nowhere on my pages that I go through. And I sat the other day and woke up about 2:30, and I went through every single page, and I clicked every single button on there looking to find me. But all they got is the big blanket one. They got the big blanket one, so I did it on the other SIM card so it wouldn't recognize me. And I looked for me. I went to that, and I looked for Rick Shaw Philippines. I tried the little A thing before it. I tried the T.me with the slash. I tried all. Couldn't get to me. Just forget it. You're not finding me on there. And that's because there's a lot of really good information that's going out from these different news sites. I do go through a lot of them because, you know, like that one, there was that article about the thing in Washington and all that. And then, come on, guys, whoever put it up wasn't thinking, because it was they're wearing summer clothes, and I don't think you're wearing summer clothes in Washington, D.C., guys. I'll have to look on the weather. I haven't done that yet to see what the temperature is there, but it was sunny in summertime, so you have to watch out for the fake news. I think a lot of this Q stuff is baloney. There's even some Trump pages on there, and I'm not buying a lot of the stuff that they're putting out. They had a bunch of them where they want you to buy this Trump coin, and for last month saying, oh, we're almost out, and this is blah blah blah, and it's going to be worth $10,000 before you know it, and blah. I think it's a big pile of crap. And this stuff of him coming back, yeah, I'm getting sick of hearing it. You know, every day you see something on there where they say, you know, it's going to happen in September, and oh yeah, it's going to happen in October, and blah blah. It's all just a big pipe dream. Ain't nobody coming back, you know. And these elections, I personally myself, I don't trust any election anywhere. I just don't, you know. You get out there and vote, yeah, I'll get out there and vote, but am I wasting my time? Yeah. I don't believe, you know, the elections are fair anymore. They're all bought. You look at this Brandon that's in right now. Give me a break, you know. And then they keep talking about, oh, look, Wisconsin, they're going to decertify, and all these places are going to decertify the election. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's just like when they talked about putting all these bad people like Hillary in jail and all that. These people are untouchable. You're not going to get them. You know, you're just not going to get these people. So maybe I'm wrong, but I've seen some stuff too where they've already hung all these people in Gitmo and blah blah blah. It gets a little bit tiring. A lot of those channels, I just kicked them off. I kicked them off of Telegram, unsubbed to them because I'm just not buying it. Too much pie in the sky for me. But you know, watch what they're hiding though. When you get a big news story on something, they were hoping that these riots would really take off, so they could flood the news with that. But I don't think it's happening. Anybody seen any big time riots? The only thing I've seen so far is dudes walking around with signs, and they spout their Marxist slogans and all that kind of stuff. So. But you know, even the folks that are doing it, one thing that gets me, I watched a couple of the Black Lives Matter marches in the different cities. They had a thing on Telegram where they're holding signs and they're going through these different cities. And the thing that got me was, it was all white people, you know, skateboard punks. And then I saw a really good meme the other day, made me laugh, that Kyle, he said, when you shoot into a crowd of liberals, you get a pedophile, a wife beater, and a career criminal, you know, 3 shots, and everybody you hit is just this, you know, terrible person. So I guess that's the only job they can get. And they get paid for this. I had stuff last year. I put it on some of the channels. I still have it in my pictures of where they were actually having newspaper articles, and they had papers where what you do at these rallies, how much you're going to get paid to be there. So they're paid to be there, you know. And another thing I put on there, and I always put stuff on the tail end, is, you know, cut the welfare. You know, they're talking about all this mandatory jabs, and even though the court ruled against it, but they're not doing any of these people coming across the border. If they come across the border, how comes Border Patrol isn't jabbing the heck out of them? Because they don't want to ruin their vote, people. That's what that is. You know, and the people in the government don't have to get it. Here in this country, they had a big thing on. I saw this in the news last week, where, you know, they wanted to make it mandatory, and then all of a sudden, but it wasn't the frontline workers. And when you think about these frontline workers, guys, how comes when they test somebody and there's a positive thing, why aren't they all in quarantine? Why are these people not quarantined? You know, they show some in full suits, you know, doing this testing, but most of them don't have that. You see them taking the swabs. They're just some girl. Yeah, she's got some gloves and a mask on, but, you know, they know that really doesn't protect so much. You know, and here, the mask that most people wear, it's just a rag or a bandana. It's a show. It's nothing but a show, guys. It's, you know, if they were really worried about it, I still think there should be hazmat bins all over the place. If this was really real, and if they really cared and thought that was really doing something, that's what they'd have that, and they'd be burning that stuff. And now you see these masks that are coming in with chemicals all over them and stuff. Here it's nice, you can just put a bandana on, but you know, they had one girl on there. It was a TikTok thing. I saw it on YouTube, but it was a TikTok thing, and she had a little girl. She had a little baby girl, and she's a nurse, and she put an oxygen meter on there. And she said if these certain levels, if it gets up over 2,000, that's bad. And this kid was going from 2,500 to 2,800, whatever the test was. And she was saying anything over 2,000 is bad. And she was some kind of respiratory therapist. So having them on all the time is no good. I had a buddy that was a surgical nurse. He was the dude who handed the tools to the doctor, and these doctors are marathon workers. And he had to get out of it because he was passing out. His blood ox was going real low, and he was getting sick from having to have that on. And now that, I think that's just to keep from spit getting in, or if somebody coughs or something. Yeah, I guess they got to have that in a surgical setting where you got a body open. But just breathing. I've seen plenty of videos, where they breathe like in the cold weather, and they show all this vapor coming through anyway. What's it really stopping? I'm not getting that. Where's the science on that? They got all this science on these Jabba the Hutts, but where is the science that somebody actually did some testing on a mass, other than people you see on, these doctors that are coming out now that they censor. They don't want this stuff out. If you see something go up, it's taken down. So you got these people, this metaverse. When that dang thing takes over, and they hook everybody up, then you're only going to get the news that they give you. You got to have freedom of the press, and they're working really hard to get rid of that. That's the first one they want to get rid of, and they're doing it. And then, of course, once that's done, they'll push these rabble rousers and get people that don't use guns. And what they'll do when they say, okay, there's no more Second Amendment? What are they going to do? They're going to send people with guns to take them away. I saw a video here just the other day too. I don't know what the context of it was, but the police were beating the dude in a wheelchair. They knocked him out of his chair, was beating the crap out of him. Dude in a red shirt. If anybody's seen that, pipe in on it. But more what that was about. But they're protecting you to death. It's like the cops protected serving you to death. They're getting when they get this power. When they get all this power, it goes to their head, and then they think they're above the law. And this is what's happening all over the world. They're the ones who write these laws. I personally think that a lot of these politicians, they should be in their own area, in their own district, living in their own house, underneath getting their pay. They should have to turn in everything they make. Because they're how comes they're all millionaires? That's follow the money, guys. And they should have maybe 2 weeks where they do laws. They're trying to push this trillions and more stuff and smash the money. If you don't think that's smashing the money, and then people begging for a little 1,000 here or 1,000 there that they're going to kick to you while they're getting enriched like crazy. They get you to agree to that for a pittance while they just get rich. All this money they gave in that first one, that Trump signed, guys, that he signed. And I remember when he first got in, he had to go, or when he was trying to get in, when he had to go meet Kissinger. Yeah. That guy's so deep into the deep state it isn't funny. These people that run this show, and he's got to go kiss the ring of that guy. And I was sitting back thinking, well, yeah, you got to root for the guy, and did a lot of good stuff, but I'm starting to think he's in on a lot of it also. He signed that bill. He's the one who pushed the vax and all this stuff. He'll sit there and say he takes hydrochloroquine or whatever the heck that stuff's called, but they're not. None of them are going to get the Jabba. None of them. You see constantly. You see these people where they're sitting in the chair like they're going to get the Jabba the Hutt, and they're not really getting it. And I think these people who are administering it are deliberately leaving caps on and doing things so that you can see it on the film. Because none of these high-ups are getting it. They know it's a terrible, terrible thing. Every day more and more is coming out where there's terrible adverse effects. It's terrible. You got to get on Telegram, even if you don't, even if you can't find me. Get on there and look at some of the stuff that's on there. And the best news I watch anymore, I see the Australian news. I've got a couple sites from there that I watch. And there's also the Indian news. They're actually reporting news. So, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go. This one's getting kind of long. But pipe in, guys, on the channel and see what's going on. They're still screwing with the numbers. My numbers are going up and down, and they're going to keep my level real low. They don't want to see that. But you look at, I get lots of comments on all the videos, you know, and I seen one thing where they talked about, you know, your comments are just a small percent. Somewhere it said 2%. So if you count up comments, there's a lot more numbers. We actually did a count on mine one time, and we had it figured at about 8,000, and they're keeping me under 3 or around 3,000. You know, that's just what they do. And then the shadow banning, a lot of people are getting kicked off, you know, where I'm unsubbed automatically. They're not doing it. The other thing that's happening too is I can see comments, and when I go to click on them, it says this comment's been removed, and it's a lot of you guys. I mean, it's getting really bad now. If I get a comment, I'll at least put a thumbs up and a heart or something to let you know that I saw it. But the ones where that didn't happen, it's because they removed it. They removed comments. And now I can still see parts of them, like the header of it. I can't read the whole thing or click on it. It just disappears. But they're getting rid of them, guys. For some reason, especially if somebody mentions anything biblical, as soon as all of those are getting gone. You know, it's just ridiculous what's going on. So this is censorship, and just on little old me, guy sitting here in the Philippines. You know, they just don't want anyone to speak out. So I'm going to get going, and hope you guys have a beautiful Sunday. These dang chickens that are howling, they started howling last night about 8 o'clock, and they haven't stopped since. I wonder if chickens ever sleep. I don't think they sleep, because these damn things, they just keep clucking all night. It comes in spurts here. So, but I'm gonna let you go, and this is Rick Shaw out.